Hello Stampers, my name is Helen Borer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm going to show you today how to make this gorgeous project. I got the directions and all the inspiration for this from Connie Stewart. She has a site called simplysimplestamping.com, and she is the demonstrator who designed this set when she reached $1 million in sales. It's called Nothing's Better Than. It's in the annual catalog. We're going to be using that and the Love You More Than dies. The dies are only used to cut out the word chocolate. So you could do this very well with just the stamp set, and you could stamp the word chocolate. Okay, so the neat part of this is it has this belly band, and it opens up like a chocolate book. It reminds me of the Lifesavers books that we used to get at Christmas. This contains 2 Hershey bars, and then these rules of chocolate. I am going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day on the back and send them to my kids. If nothing else, I know they'll like the chocolate. Okay, let's get started. This takes a lot of different pieces of cardstock. The first one that makes the book for our card is 5 by 6 inches. It's scored at 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So when it's scored and folded, it looks like that. Okay, our next piece is this red one. It's 1 3/4 by 6 inches long, and it's scored at 1 1/8, 1 3/4, 4 and 4 5/8, and that makes the belly band. When you fold it, it ends up like that, it overlaps, and that goes around your book. Okay, to make the front there, we have 2 circles. We have a 2-inch white circle and a 2 1/4 inch. Well, Connie used 2 1/4. My circle here is actually 2 1/8 to do the sentiment. Okay, then we have this 1 by 1 3/4 inch piece to use for that banner. And what I'm using to flag those ends is this tailored tag punch. You can stick it in and you center it up and just eyeball it, and you punch, and you get beautiful tagged ends. So that's this 1 by 1 3/4. Then we needed our word chocolate, and that I have cut out of Whisper White cardstock with adhesive, double-sided adhesive on the back. Then we have 2 pieces that are 2 by 5 3/4. Those we are going to run through an embossing folder. I'm not sure what the name of this one is, but I thought it made beautiful texture for a chocolate bar. And then our last pieces here are the rules of chocolate. I searched online to find the rules of chocolate, and I copied and pasted them in a document and then formatted them so that I could cut them out. So basically we're going to cut the whole strip and in the middle, and you end up with these pieces that are each 2 1/8 by 5 1/2. If you're one of my current customers, send me an email or a phone call. If you want to make this, I can send you some printouts of that. Okay, well, and then the most important thing is 2 Hershey bars. I've already had to buy more, or I need to have less kids. Okay, then we're using real red ink and early espresso ink and a 20-inch piece of ribbon. So let's get started. Okay, we're starting by running these two pieces through that embossing folder. And well, that doesn't look bad, but if you want to make that texture stand out, all you have to do is rub some early espresso ink over the top, just real lightly, and look at the difference that makes. It's a little messy, but I think it's worth it. I may try some of these with a different embossing folder, but I like that one a lot. Okay, so then we're going to bring in our folder, and it is scored and ready for our candy bars, and these go on the outside of it. They just are glued down on the outside. So okay, the next thing we're going to do, after we make sure those are stuck good, is put in our candy bars. And they are super easy to put in. Those wrappers stick very nicely. Put our adhesive on our cardstock, just a little bit. We're going to take this and center it from top to bottom. Make sure you can see your score line. And it's just coming right up to the edge of the card here. And we're going to press that chocolate bar in place. Then we'll do the same thing with the other one. And then we should be able to close our book. We've got a little bit of the candy bar out the top and the bottom, but that is how simple the chocolate book is. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is make our belly band. Okay, so we're going to take our belly band and we're going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day on the back here. Okay, then we're going to take it and wrap it around our candy bar. We want to leave it loose enough that it'll slide. I'm going to put some adhesive down right here. And remember, you need to leave it kind of loose. So that still slides. Okay, so then we can take care of our circles. Okay, we're going to take we're going to put the white circle on the chocolate circle, or on the early espresso circle. And we're going to kind of lay our banner across here. And then we have the stamps that says, "Today is a," and we're going to stamp that up above here. And then we have the other stamp that says, "Kind of Day." So we're going to stamp that down here. Okay, so then we need to get our word chocolate, and we're going to peel off the backing. This is fairly delicate in this state. I mean, you can see that it is kind of wanting to bend. So I've got the first part down. The hard part here is getting it off my fingers. And there we have that down. We can put this on with dimensionals. And we'll just stick two of them down on here. and put our little banner across it. And then we're going to put this on our chocolate book. I'm going to use 4 of them. It's probably way more than we need, but and we can center that over that seam there. And I see this isn't real. Oh, we're going to let it. Okay, so the only other things we have to do here are put on the ribbon and put on our rules of chocolate. So we'll do the ribbon first. The ribbon is put on by just putting it through our belly band, and then we can tie it. Well, you know what? I'm going to slip it back on the book so it gives us something sturdier to hang on to. Okay, so we're going to have our ribbon, pull it out here, and that makes it a little bit easier to tie a bow, although I still haven't got it tied yet. And then you can pretty it up and trim the ends and whatnot all. Red ribbon would be very pretty here too. So okay, so there is that taken care of. And we're going to slip it back off so that we can do our rules of chocolate. And our first rule is if you've got melted chocolate all over your hands, you're eating it too slow. Another one of my favorites here is chocolate contains milk, which is dairy. So candy bars are a health food. Then we're going to take the stamps from the set and our early espresso ink pad. And we're going to take that, okay, there's a filler and an outline. We're going to take the outline and we're going to stamp one down here on the bottom. And on this piece, one on the top. Then we're going to take the filler piece and we're going to stamp off so it's not so dark. Well, let's see what the next one. Yeah, we're going to stamp off and then line that up over our chocolates. And we'll do that again at the bottom. Okay, so there's our chocolates. Then we have from the set a little bitty star. We're going to take that, and a little heart would be nice on here for Valentine's Day too, but this one's in the set. Connie used this for Christmas for a stocking stuffer, which I think is a great idea. And I mean, you don't need real many of these, but a little bit of color is good. Oops. And let's put one more down here. Okay, then the other thing that kind of takes this over the edge or over the top a little bit would be to take a pen. You could use any sort of a marker. And let's just go in red over those swirls on top of the chocolate. And that just pretties them up a little bit. Makes you want to eat them right now. And we are ready to put them on top of our chocolate bars. And it is not hard to put these on because it sticks really nice. And besides that, you want them to be able to get the chocolate out. So we're going to take this one, line it up over the chocolate. And we'll do the same for this one. And that is all it takes to make this cute easier said than done to get it back in. So remember to leave it a little bit loose, especially since we're adding ribbon in there. Once you get the corners started, it goes just fine. So, and somewhere I put red ink on that, but I don't think my kids will even notice. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you're one of my customers and you want to make it, I'd be happy to send you some of these cutouts. You'll need to let me know how many you need. So thank you very much.